This week, we've got fresh announcements starting from SOUNDSHIELD introducing the new GASKIT material. Diamond Audio introduces new DSP amplifiers and an 8x12 speaker for Harley-Davidson. AUDIOCONTROL is now in the accessory line. MEMPHIS Audio introduces USA 250th Anniversary Limited Edition gear. And LINKSWELL comes to the market with a solution for the Chevy 2019 to 23 Silverado. This is CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM, and it starts now. So everybody's favorite brand, SoundShield, yes, a very popular brand in the sound editing category, is at it again, this time introducing another offering in their catalog, a new material, a new opportunity, and a new solution to yet another problem. Joining us now is their president, Mr. John Schwartz, to talk about the all-new SoundShield GASKIT.
Hey, Ben, what's up, brother? I'm really excited to be here. Can't wait to tell you guys about my new product, GASKIT.
So, John, welcome again to CMA Live. You've been a busy man because over the years, you know, it started with the original SoundShield material, then you made it massive, then you brought on Rapid, then you brought on Contour, then you introduced Bass, and now yet another new product. So before you show and tell, what was the problem that you needed a solution for? Why was GASKIT developed?
Well, hey, man, thanks for having us back on, man. I really appreciate it. GASKIT is pretty cool, man. It's just, you know, conversations with installers and then watching my own guys in the shop. And I just thought, man, we can do something better. We have the tools, we have the technology. So basically it was just something that, you know, a lot of shops are getting into automation now. And so if you're automating things, we need to automate more things, right? So GASKIT, I felt like, was a good solution for a bunch of problems, and then even solutions I didn't even know existed yet. So it worked out to be a really cool product for us.
All right, so I know you have some samples there, and that's what people are tuning in for. So show us the box, show us the material, and walk us through how people are supposed to use this.
All right, well, here's the sheet here. There we go. So you can see it's a pretty big sheet. So basically, it's our closed cell acoustic foam. It's about an 1/8 inch thick, and you got a bunch of logos on it. And don't worry about the logos. I know some of you guys are like, oh, it's too many logos, but you're going to cut a lot of this out. So we just wanted to give you kind of a up and down, or a top and bottom type of view. So basically, that's the material. Here's the box here, a big box. But you get 12 sheets in a box, and they're 18 by 32. So I have a universal laser, but a lot of you guys might have a bigger laser or a smaller laser. It's all good. But essentially, the idea is you're going to get something like this, right? So we use acrylic for a lot of our speaker plates when we're replacing speakers. And as you can see here, you got your GASKIT material on here. So old school guys, you know, we would lay material on here and then use a razor blade, like a double stick tape or some other thing, or even our own Rapid material. So watching installers and talking to guys, we thought, what could we do that's different? So you would take the material, like I showed you with the logos, logo side down, and then you have your adhesive back right here. So you just take this paper off, and then this is going to stick to your acrylic, really nice and sticky. So you put that down, put the acrylic down, and then when you hit print on your laser, it's going to blast through both just like that, right? So when you come back to laser, you'll have this finished product, and then your gasket's already installed. And as you can see, all the speaker holes are already all cut. Screw holes are already all cut and everything for you. So realistically, the idea was just to create something that looked more precision. You have a laser that's precise. You got 3D printers that are precise. You know, why can't your gasket be precise just like everything else? So that was the idea behind it.
You know, that tracks totally with what everybody's after these days. We're trying to streamline processes. You're trying to do repeatable processes, trying to save time and be more efficient in the bay. And it's going that way. You may be one of the first in this category to kind of think like that and start producing product engineered specifically for the purpose of being to scale your production. Not only that, the finished product, if you don't mind showing that ring again, John, I mean, look how clean that, I mean, I get it. We X-Acto knife it. You know, you can go in there and shave it, but you're never going to get it to look that clean. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that money. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, literally, it's just,
it's literally perfect.
You think it's manufactured that way. And so exactly. Again, with the client, you know, let's just say the client moves out of state and has to get serviced or something, and they pull the doors off and some other installer sees that. You know, do you think the installer's gonna be able to bash on it? They're probably like, "Yo, where'd you
No,
get this
no,
installed at,
there ain't
man?"
no
You know?
hating on that for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, I got this
So,
all done up in Alaska. Oh, it must be John's shop.
all right, so we're talking about brand new gasket material from SoundShield. Now,
Mhm.
I get it. I mean, that for sure should be, or most likely will be, the #1 use case for that
Yeah.
material. But I gotta think there's other applications for this type of gaskety type of material. Can you share with us some that you've seen so far come back?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's pretty amazing. You know, the coolest one I just saw, since the sheet's so big, is my buddy Angel down at Lake Town Speed and Sound. And you know, it's funny because I've told people a million times with our other brand, Rapid, our other product, Rapid, to you know, when you're doing a sub enclosure, and a lot of times it's cool to put this acrylic window in. You know, it's awesome. And I say, hey, you know, use Rapid to fill in that gap between the wood and the acrylic, so you have like a nice seal. But he was like, well, man, now I got this big old sheet and it's as big as my acrylic window. I'm just going to use that. So he, you know, plotted it out on his laser and cut out the thing. And man, it fits so perfect and looks great, you know. So that's an option. Another really cool one I've seen is, you know, like I said, wrapping the braces behind the seat to, you know, when you mount your substrates, that's going to eliminate some vibration
Oh, you mean
there.
for like your amp
Uh,
rack, you mean you're talking about?
right.
Right,
And
right,
then, you
right.
know, even yeah, and even in some cases I've seen the guys where some vehicles, the tolerances are so tight. Now that you have this such a big sheet, like say you can put these, you know, that whole sheet behind the panel, and it doesn't affect, you know, the mounting of the panel now because they're so tight in certain places where you couldn't get regular sound deadening in
Right.
there, you know.
Well,
So yeah, this, I mean, the cool thing with it is I feel like with Rapid and this gasket, there's like just so many uses. I mean, you're talking, since it's closed cell foam, marine
I
applications,
was
you
just gonna
know.
ask. So, like,
Yeah.
that material is indeed closed cell foam.
Yes, and
So no
everything we do.
worries for moisture in the doors or anything of
Nope,
that nature.
yeah,
All
won't
right,
hurt
so
at all.
let me just repeat. So this is the new gasket material from SoundShield. It comes in large sheets. And what are the size
Mhm.
of the sheets again, John?
18 inches by 32
So an
inches.
18 by 32, you get 12 sheets per box. This is
Mhm.
closed cell foam, so you don't have to worry about the doors, the moisture, or anything like that. It's laser machine friendly. In fact, I saw it even says on the box that it's laser
Mm.
machine friendly. And
Yep,
it has a built-in adhesive, so you can go ahead and cut right through whatever material stuck on. One-time deal, perfect precision, no messing around. John,
yep.
only real one big question left for you. I know this is a new product. When is this
Mhm.
available?
It's now. It's ready. It's in the warehouse. We're shipping already. So yeah, if you want to check it out, hit me up. You know, and get you a sample if you want to check it out. And I think once you use it, you'll get hooked because you can use it for anything. You know, you'll probably take it home and help you on your honey-do list. You know, so
There it is.
something. Yeah, you know. So
Th- Thank you so much for coming in, John. New gasket from SoundShield. Check it out at soundshieldUSA.com. Now available.
Hey, Paul with SiriusXM here. And with 3 easy steps, you can maximize your business. Number 1, make sure you have the current promotional material up. Understand the offer? Make sure your team knows it. 2, have a unit on display. Set the presets to different genres so you can recommend and play the music that your customer listens to. And number 3, think about this. Most vehicles you're replacing the head unit with already has a SiriusXM tuner in it. So adding it just requires an antenna adapter, a SiriusXM tuner. It's a 30-second install and you're done. So there it is, guys. 3 easy steps to maximize every sale this season with SiriusXM.
We turn now to Diamond Audio, who has been hard at work developing amazing, innovative products, especially for motorcycles. And looks like they're at it again. We've got their product development manager, John Catalano. Well, I'll be honest, kind of excited to show you guys what this is all about. This is going to be new. In fact, I can't think of a single time we've actually covered this particular option that we're about to talk about. So let's get John on and find out what's new at Diamond Audio.
Hi, Ben. Good to be back. We've got lots of great stuff to show you today.
John, you're like the mad scientist of all the guys we talk to. Like, you're always thinking about what's the next thing, what solutions, what's missing. So I am very curious when I got this call that you want to come on CMA Live today. I guess there's 2 products that we want to talk about. The first one certainly has my curiosity piqued, and it's going to be about the motorcycle audio theme. So Diamond Audio has been doing motorcycle audio for some time now. So I'm curious, why don't you tell us what new invention or new creation that you've brought to the table to show us today?
Well, the beauty of being around these motorcycles all the time, like Sturgis is going on right now. We have our factory store there. They're going to do probably between 100 and 125 bikes in the week and a half. They They just crank them out. So we get lots of hands-on time with these motorcycles. And what that does is, you know, it's need is the mother of invention, right? So we're looking at these new 24s. They're starting to come out. You're seeing lots more of them. And we're like, man, we could do something bigger in these bags without taking up the space of the bag. Like a lot of people are just, you know, they're cutting the side out and they're adding, you know, another driver, like a 10-inch driver or something like that. But we wanted to see what we could do to make it louder and not have to do that, like keep the bag functional.
Amazing.
And I think we've come up with the right solution.
All right. Well, the 24 is certainly a hot topic because, you know, it's 2 years in. We're in 26 now, and there hasn't been that much stuff or solutions that have come out for this bike. So why don't you go ahead? I'm going to give you a screen. Show us what you got for the new 24 Harley Davidsons.
All right. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. This is a nice 6 by 9-inch coax sub. Very popular driver to put in that application. But what if we went ahead and just made this way
Hold on a
bigger.
second. Hold on a second. Just to be clear what we're looking at. So the one on top is a 6 by 9, which, you know, multiple different 6 by 9 options out there. What is this monstrosity that you just put onto the screen?
It is an 8 by 12 patent pending driver for the 24 and up Harleys. So we get to utilize the same area that we would with a regular lid kit, but maximize the fact that the lids in the 24s are a little bit wider. Right? So we could take all of that, and we'll switch back here real fast, and we can take that and make a much bigger utilization just by going a little bit wider. We're also going to have a retrofit kit. We're going to do the 24s are coming first, and then we'll also have a retrofit kit for the 14 to 23 that you'll be able to, if you already have a lid kit, you can swap out the bottom part and add the 8 by 12 or a full lid kit for the
Okay,
14
so
to
just to be clear, John, when you're talking about a retrofit, so let's say I have a 23 and under, and I already did a lid kit with the 6 by 9, I will be able to upgrade to this new 8 by 12.
Yeah, you'll get a new bottom skin with the new opening, and that way you don't have to buy a whole kit with the wiring and everything. So
you thought
there'll be
about that
basically
as well.
3 options. You can buy a full lid kit for 14 to 23, which is coming a little later. The retro kit for those same applications, or a full lid kit for the 24 and up, which are landing right now. So that's like Ryan is hard at work putting these in Sturgis this week.
Amazing, amazing. So let's go over the obvious. Much more cone surface, right, to deal with. So we're going to expect way deeper bass, even more output, more power handling, I would presume.
More power handling. We lowered the FS on the driver, so you get more bass out of it. So, and they're all 2 ohm, so you can get the most out of the amplifier. So we're only doing 2 ohm in these. Our amplifiers love 2 ohm, so why not just go ahead and get the maximum out of it? Yeah. There's also a port kit that's going to be coming as well. That'll be tunable, so you can adjust the port if you want to cut a hole. Not everybody wants to cut a hole in their bag.
Not everybody wants that.
Right. So, so that'll be optional. So we really looked at like, how do we get the most out of this bag situation, but not kill all the space, like I said, because it's just slightly deeper. Like I don't know if you can see.
I mean, I've got to imagine this could be like about 4 inches deep, I guess, 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, but like you compare it to the 6 by 9 sub here, it's only about 3/4 of an inch taller.
Right. Now, I will say there seems to be some physical differences between. Let's go back to the shot of the 2 speakers side by side, if you will, John. There seems to be some physical differences. If I'm looking at like cone material, maybe the tweeter. What can you tell us about that?
Sure. So let's go to this one. So you got a 1.5 inch tweeter. Again, we got a big driver here. We got to keep up with that. So you got a 1.5 inch tweeter. You got a carbon cone. Again, we're going to extend that low end frequency response by having the stiffer cone. It's a full neo magnet structure, so you're not putting a ton of weight on the bag lid, or unsprung weight where the guy's riding and it's trying to snatch it out of the lid. It's purposely built for that application. So we've maximized everything we possibly could in that application with this driver. And again, it's about the equivalent of a 10-inch speaker.
Amazing. I mean, that it looks so beefy. It literally makes the 6x9 look so tiny. It's funny. It's
it's like a 5x7.
It literally looks funny. All right. So, look, big news if you're just tuning in. Diamond Audio is about to release a brand new solution for the 24 and up Harley Davidsons without having to sacrifice all the space. And it's an 8x12 inch woofer, two-way, tons of power, 2 ohm. Amazing. Obviously, this is going to be a big deal. If you guys tuning in, if you're excited, you want to get some big old sound and bass out of your 24 and up, I think this is it. Having said that, I would be remiss, you showed a quick flash of an amplifier in there. There is a new update that we need to tell the folks about as well when it comes to the Neo DSP amplifiers. And what's that update?
So there's 4 amplifiers in the line, 2 sizes. You got a 1000.1, a 2000.1. You got a 1200.4, and then a 1500.6. So those are the 4. So the 2000 watt and the 1500 watt are in this larger chassis, and then the 1000 and the 4 channel are in the.
And these are, just so we're clear, these are DSP integrated amplifiers, right?
Full DSP, Bluetooth enabled, so that you can stream directly. You don't need a source unit. You can use your phone or iPad or something.
And just for clarity on the Bluetooth, that's also for programming as well?
You can program it with that. I don't recommend it. You can. Our interface is more than capable of doing it, but it's a lot of stuff to try to do with. Let me show you the software, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. All right, so here's a shot of the software interface where we can switch vehicles, just so it doesn't really do anything to the software, but it's nice. Like if you're going to show the customer, like if you're working on a boat or if you're working on a motorcycle, not to have it always be a car. So it's just a little subtle touch. But you got 31 bands, a parametric equalizer. Each amplifier has an extra output, so you can slave it to another amplifier and still be able to control it with the DSP. So if you have, like, say you already have your sub amp and you want to upgrade your front stage to the 4 channel, you can go ahead and do that. The 4 channel's got a 6 channel DSP, so you can take the output from the 4 channel, run it to your sub amp, and then you have full DSP control of your sub amp as well. I'm showing the interface for the 6 channel, so it gives you everything here, but you can change all of these. We have a mixer, which is kind of cool, so you can tell what channels you want to go to each individual output. So let's say you only have 2 channels of input, you can still drive all 8 outputs. You can select where you want those. Let's say you want to build a center channel, you can tell it to mix the left and right together, and then you can change the percentage here. So it's pretty intensive interface, which is nice.
So just for clarity, John, is this a new version of the DSP software that we're looking at?
For us, yes. So what we've done is all of our new products that have DSP are going to use the same DSP board inside of the amplifier. So we always use the same software. So basically this amplifier has 3 circuit boards in it. It has the input stage, it has the DSP board, and then the amplifier board separate. So then as we expand the line, we have other products coming, standalone DSPs, other integrated products that have DSP. They'll all use a version of that board in the amplifier, so everything's consistent.
All right, so if you're just tuning in, we're here with John Catalano from Diamond Audio. Awesome new toys and tools here. A brand new 8x12. Look at that thing. It's freaking ridiculous. It's awesome. As well, and this was with the LITE kit, as well with retrofitting kits coming down the pipe. And then the new series of Neo DSP amplifiers, 2 monos, a 4 channel, and a 6 channel. Last question I have for you.
4 channel and 2 monoblocks.
And 2 monoblocks, correct. Yeah. My last question for you is, what are we talking about as far as timelines? When can these motorcycle guys finally get their hands on this stuff?
Well, the DSP amps they're shipping now, and they're not just for motorcycle. We made them so they still fit in the application, but these are for everything. It's not a simple DSP. This has got everything you want. The sound quality is great, tiny footprint. And there's actually a couple other cool little neat things that we didn't talk about.
We'll just have to tune into the full segment. But according to you, the DSPs are in right now, and the speakers are coming when?
We had aired some in, so they're actually getting installed at Sturgis right now, but with a water shipment should be here next couple weeks.
Amazing. But there you have it, guys. To find out more info, check it out at diamondaudio.com.
CMA Networks is the premier digital content platform dedicated to the mobile electronics industry, delivering professionally produced programming that connects manufacturers with dealers, installers, and enthusiasts across North America and beyond. From product launches and technical education to in-depth interviews and engaging video content, CMA Networks helps brands tell their stories while keeping the industry and enthusiasts informed, educated, and connected with the world of mobile electronics. Welcome to CMA Networks, where the 12-volt industry connects.
Well, it looks like Audio Control is back at it again, expanding the line. Seems to be a trend in the last few years since Stinger took over. And really, Audio Control is such a great and very complete line now. Well, just when you thought it wasn't complete enough, they've got more. They are now adding a new accessory line to the Audio Control offering. To tell us more is their Director of Training, Matthew Palumbo.
Yeah, Ben, we're super excited to launch this new line of accessories. I mean, we've got 2 complete families of product in this line, and it's really going to kind of round out the family of audio control and make it so that those enthusiasts out there that want to have a full audio control system, well, now they can.
You know, Matthew, I'm not wrong. It just seems like every other month or so, we keep coming back here talking about new stuff for audio control. First, it was the Altitude series, then it was the Epic series, and now we have some accessories. So let's break it down for everybody. Of course, I have a certain expectation. It's audio control, so I'm expecting little cues. I'm expecting some blue. I'm expecting some pretty quality stuff. Hopefully you deliver. So let's start talking about the breakout of what accessories audio control is bringing to the market. Why don't we start with interconnects, because I love interconnects. What do we have going for interconnects?
Yeah, for sure, Ben. So, I mean, in the accessory family, there's 2 lines. There's the AC Studio line and the AC Epic or Audio Control Epic line. The Studio line is the higher end line that's meant to kind of, play in with the Altitude series, LC and D series, all of the higher end gear. I too love good interconnects. I mean, it's one of my favorite parts of accessories. So, well, let's take a look. So with the Epic series, I've got a multi-channel set here, a 4-channel set in hand. So you've got a nice flat profile, which I love, and nice molded ends. One of the things that had come up recently when we were talking about these was the fact that there's no little binding piece on here. So if you need to actually separate these,
do you know how hard those things are to pass through sometimes?
I know.
Yeah.
And actually, this is the 6-channel set. My mistake. So yeah, if you have your mono amp over here and your 4-channel amp over here, no problem. You can actually separate them out. Nice molded ends on them. And then these are a triple twist design. So we've got some good noise rejection built in, and they lay nice and flat under the carpet, which is great. On the studio side, these are even more exciting if you ask me. If we look at the 2-channel series, these are going to be your nice blue and black.
I knew there'd be blue.
Audio control look to them. Yep. You even got the audio control logos on there. Let's see if you can see them on there.
Yeah.
Really nice molded ends. These have a quad clamping design. And these ones, again, no molded, retaining clip on there. So you can separate them if you need to. But what I really like is a good set of multi-channel RCAs, especially in a higher end line. So here are your Studio Series 4-channel. They're available in a 6-channel as well. But these ones, again, even for a thicker, nice cable, these still lay really flat. And again, you have those really nice premium ends on there. They are a directional design as well. And the Studio Series adds even more noise rejection, a little bit higher gauge cable inside as well. So all the things that you would basically expect in a premium wiring line.
Yeah, I really do like the connectors. They do look a little bit more premium. I agree. Obviously the functionality of having a multi-channel set is amazing. Like whoever thought of that, I can't believe everybody doesn't use those. But at the same time, I do like the look of the blue and the black. I can just see kind of like, you know, building your amp rack and having those. It's a nice complement, right, to the full
Yeah.
setup. All right. Let's talk about amp kits, because that's obviously going to be very important for all shops. You're going to want your amp kits, whether you're selling Epic or you're selling Altitude or whatnot. So what do we have for amp kits?
Yeah, so on the amp kit side of things, again, you know, both lines, Epic and Altitude, or excuse me, Epic and Studio, both have a 0 gauge, 4 gauge, and 8 gauge kit. All of the kits are OFC wire, even
Oh, I
in
was
the
gonna
Epic
ask that.
series.
Okay,
Yep,
so
yeah,
no
we
cheap
don't
stuff.
do any CCA. Nope,
Mm.
nope, no CCA wire. We would never suggest it to our customers. So if we're not going to suggest it, then how could we possibly offer
So
it, right?
so even on the Epic one, OFC all the way through.
Correct. Yep,
Okay.
all OFC. So yeah, in both the Epic and the Studio series, you've got the 3 different main sizes, 0, 4, and 8. All of those kits also include, you know, the wire itself already has, like here, I've got a sample from a Studio series. Here's a Studio series 8 gauge kit. Yes, it is blue, but it does have that nice Tech Flex already installed on there. You've got the nice heat shrink that has the AC logo already on it.
Nice.
Yeah, all really nicely done. And then the grounds in these kits also, it comes with 2. So you've got both a, you know, ground cable itself from the amp to ground, and then you've
Mhm.
also got one to use under hood, since
the
so many
battery.
vehicles have such a small ground from the battery to the body. And here is a nice example of some 0 gauge. Gotta
Ooh,
love
look at
that nice
that.
big fat 1/0 cable,
Yeah, with
right?
a nice, you know what,
And
with a nice terminator too. Like that looks pretty
it
nice. Like,
does.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice end on there. All of the kits include ferrules as well,
Okay.
and the heat shrink that you'll need to do it. There's the end of the cable for those that are
How's the
wondering.
now that you're holding it there, Matt? How would you
Yeah,
grade the flexibility of that cable now that I have that
I
0
think
gauge?
that's one of the most impressive parts. Is I like the finish because it's a nice like frosted finish on there, so it's not
Okay.
super shiny. But as far as flexibility goes, I mean that's
Look at
one
that.
out there, and I can get that
Pretty
pretty
coiled.
darn pretty coiled, pretty tight
Yeah.
there. So
Nice. Okay.
yeah.
So 2 different amp kits. You got 3 different sizes in each one. All OFC, has the term. It's pre-terminated on one side. Heat shrink,
Mhm.
and it comes with extra ferrules and extra heat shrink and so on and so forth.
It does.
Okay.
Yep.
Very, very cool. What about like distribution blocks and fuse holders? Is that part of
Yeah,
the game?
absolutely. So in the Epic series, you have a really nice molded fuse holder that has the AC logo on top. It's got kind of a smoked clear look to it. And then I have one of the fuse holders with me from the Studio series. These are even cooler because these are modular. So this is what comes in a Studio
Mm.
series. So this is, there you go. With these ones, once you take that top cover off, of course, you've got a mini fuse in there. Now, these ones will accept both fuse sizes, so you can either use these little guys or you can use that full size A&L by using these top posts there. But what's even cooler is these actually link together. So if you have multiples of these, you can actually stack them next to each other. And now you can create a multiple distribution block, a multiple fused output, or they also include little links that can go in, which look like a fuse, but are just solid metal with an AC
Mm.
logo on them. And now it turns it into a ground block. Or if you just need to use those little links to distribute power that's not fused, that's a great way to do that as well.
Not gonna lie, Matt. It's a great concept, the modular distribution block, but I might have seen it before. Maybe.
It definitely beckons to a Stinger X-Link for
Yes, it
sure.
does. It does.
I mean, obviously, us being part of the Stinger family now, why not take the best fuse holder, in my opinion, that's ever been created, and kind of leverage that for audio control as well.
Very, very cool. All right. So, when it comes to accessories, obviously the parent company knows what they're doing. They've been doing it for decades. But applying it to the audio control, aesthetic, breaking that out for Epic and Studio, I think makes a lot of sense. So just to review, we've got interconnects, we've got amp kits, power wire, obviously. You've got different a fuse holder in that modular system, and more basic one when it comes to the Epic series. Let's talk about the business end. If audio control is going to come to market with a whole accessory line, let's start talking about the advantages of being a consumer who decides, hey, if I'm going to build an audio control system, maybe I should also use audio control accessories. What's in it for me?
Yeah, for sure. So first and foremost, I mean, the wire has been absolutely spec'd to be the best possible wire for our amplifiers. So whether you're using Epic amps and Epic wire, or you're using a altitude series of amplifier with the Studio series wire, we've made sure that the wire and the ferrules and all of the parts fit perfectly with our amplifiers, of course. On top of that, you know, as far as the business end of it, it's warranty, right? When
Mm,
it comes to the Studio series or the Epic series, if you are installing that wire with a altitude series or higher amplifier, we can extend that warranty by 1 year. So, you know, for example, altitude series amplifier, 1 year warranty if you're installing it yourself and you're buying it over the counter. You install it yourself with our wire, you can add a year of warranty
so
to
now
that.
two.
Now you got
Oh,
two. Now, if you're
okay.
having it installed by a dealer, you're already getting a 2 year. And if you use our wire, now you've got
Ah,
three.
wow.
Yep.
So up
So,
to 3-year warranty just by choosing the audio control accessory line to go with
yep.
your altitude series or amplifiers or higher if installed
Mhm.
by an authorized audio control dealer. That's a
You
pretty
got
good
it,
deal
Ben.
because let's be
Yeah.
honest, you're gonna have to use some type of accessory anyways. Why
Yep.
not use that and add an extra year, right? It
Yeah,
just
yeah,
makes
you got to
sense.
buy wire anyway, right? So you might as well buy the good stuff and have it all match and make sure that you already know it's just going to work together, right? Because it's made by the same people.
Exactly. Or if you're just tuning in, we're here with Matt Palumbo. We're talking audio control accessories, a new line of accessories broken down into 2 different series. Last question for you, Matt. What is the availability? When can we expect to see these on shelves?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are, you know, looking at a late August date as far as us getting the product in stock, making sure the final quality control checks are all done. So I'm going to say comfortably early September is a great time frame for dealers and consumers to start seeing this in stores.
There you have it, guys. Coming up real soon in the next month. If you want more information, make sure you head on over to audiocontrol.com. C Outlook is dedicated to keeping the car audio and the electronics industry informed on the latest issues, trends, and product releases. New feature stories posted daily. Visit coutlook.com for the latest industry news. We turn now to Diamond Audio, who has been hard at work developing amazing, innovative products, especially for motorcycles, and looks like they're at it again. We've got their product development manager, John Catalano. Well, I'll be honest, kind of excited to show you guys what this is all about. This is going to be new. In fact, I can't think of a single time we've actually covered this particular option that we're about to talk about. So let's get John on and find out what's new at Diamond Audio.
Yeah, Ben, you know, for America's 250th, we had to do something big. So very excited to tell you about it.
You know, is it me, Nick, or is it every opportunity that Memphis has to do something really cool? You're not going to miss on this opportunity, are you?
Yeah, with our 60th anniversary product last year, obviously America's 250th birthday is a huge, huge celebration. So we want to take that opportunity to celebrate and show off how much we love our country.
Well, you know what? Nothing wrong with that. And in fact, we're going to talk about some cool products that you've come out just for this occasion. Basically, these are going to be limited edition products. There are 3 in total, Nick. And I think we want to start with the amplifiers, right? So there's 2 amplifiers. So are these like a new series, or are they based off an existing series? And what is the layout here?
Well, because we were doing this for America's birthday, Big 250, we wanted to do some product that we knew everyone loved, and that is in the PR line. So these are the tried and true top selling super favorite Memphis PR amplifiers, the PR 1000 and the PR 500.4. So they are functionally the same amplifiers as the non-anniversary edition, but of course we have all the extra bells and whistles on it
Well,
for
this
the
is what I
anniversary
want
one.
to know about. Tell us about these extra bells and whistles.
Well, the first thing you're going to notice when you look at both of these amplifiers is the awesome stars and stripes screened across the top of the amp. So just like the rest of the PR lineup, the speakers and subs, it's nice, subtle black on black, but still you can see all the artwork and it stands out. Usually the PR amplifiers have a lot of blue LEDs. So they have blue LEDs on the sides of the amp and then on the top control panel, because, you know, we like to add that 3 to 6 dB in all of our stuff.
Of course.
But for the anniversary edition, we have it red, white, and blue. So the top of the amplifier you're looking at straight down is red, the control panel's white, and the bottom is blue. So you're getting that really patriotic look when you open your trunk, or if you got these under a seat, someone's like, "Oh, you got an American flag down there?" Well, kind of in an amplifier.
Very, very cool. So red, white, and blue, couldn't have done it better. A nice, I don't know if that's a silk screen or the effect that you have over the amplifier looks really cool with the stripes. As far as the power outputs, now one is a 4-channel and one is a mono, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So the mono, we have the PR1000, which does 1,000 watts at 1 ohm, which is perfect for the new PR subs that are 500 watts. So you can run one sub at 2 ohm or two subs at 1 ohm to get that full 1,000 watts out of the amplifier. Also, these amplifiers are super compact, so that 1,000 watt amp is one of the smallest 1,000 watt amplifiers in the market. So can put it virtually anywhere in the vehicle. And then the 4-channel, it does 125 by 4 at 2 ohm. So plenty of power to power all of your highs, especially PR. You could power 6 to 8 speakers, no problem with the PR 500.4. So the right power for everyday system with a good amount of bass with that 1,000 watts.
I really like the fact that you chose the PR platform. You're right. This is like the bread and butter platform. Everybody's familiar with it. It's bulletproof. It delivers the power at a very reasonable price. And that's another thing. Sometimes you remember back in the day, Nick, whenever a special edition thing came out, usually it would be like the highest end product. And for most of us was kind of unattainable. Never mind the exclusivity of it all, the limited pieces, but also the price point. You've made these very affordable for many people to have.
Well, obviously, you got to start with the cosmetics on this PRX12. So on the dust cap, you have a beautiful Memphis Stars and Stripes logo, a little piece of the flag there next to the logo on the right. And because it's a PRX sub, it's got the LEDs built in. So you can show off your patriotism with the red and the blue flashing on those LEDs while adding 3 to 6 dB of output. And then this is the first PRX sub to feature a 500 watt RMS power handling. So previously, the PR subs were 400 watts. Now this is 500 watts. So matches up perfectly with that PR1000 for a single or dual 12.
Hey, just a real quick question, Nick. I noticed something different in the nomenclature or the naming of this product. What does the FT stand for at the end of that?
Well, Ben, the FT stands for Flex Triple. So if you're a Memphis fan, you know that we've came out with Flex technology in the past few years, which allows you to change your impedance. Well, the PRX sub FT is the first sub that has Flex Triple technology. So it can be 3 impedances. It can be 1, 2, or 4 ohm just by moving a simple jumper on the amplifier.
Now, I like that a lot. And, already the Flex technology is so cool from an inventory standpoint if you're a shop, but also if you're looking at maybe upgrading the sound a little bit later on, right? Let's say I wanted to add a second sub. That could work well as well with the mono amp, right?
Yeah, you can easily change the sub from 1, 2 to 4 ohms. So regardless of the amplifier you have, you can double the power by changing the impedance and adding a second sub. So this is something that's never been done before. There's been people in the past that have had a switch or a jumper that would take a dual 4 to 2 or 8 ohm, but no one's ever been able to have a sub selectable, dead nuts, 1, 2, or 4 ohm. It's really awesome.
I gotta pat you on the back for that one. That's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Pretty cool stuff. All right. So in summary, we're talking with Nick here from Memphis Audio. To celebrate America's 250th anniversary, Memphis Audio has come with a limited edition line of PR products. So we've got a 4-channel amplifier, a monoblock 1,000 watt amplifier, and a very special 12-inch subwoofer that has flex technology, but not like before. It's tri-flex. So 1, 2, or 4 ohm. And of course, Nick, I know you'd be upset if I didn't mention all of it has super cool red, white, and blue LEDs. All right. Last question for you, Nick. I know this is limited edition, so any idea of availability? When is it available? How many might be available?
Well, we did about 30% of our annual run rate of those products. So a good amount of products, and they are all in stock now and shipping. Just so you know, we had about 30% of that lot was pre-sold. So we're probably about halfway through the inventory left. So if you're interested, definitely get on it now.
All right. So reach out to your distributor. If you want to find out more specs and details, head on over to the website, memphiscaraudio.com.
There's an incredibly strong network of distributors across Canada, and today we're here at CMA Expo to speak with them and get a sense of how they feel about their partnership with SiriusXM.
SiriusXM helps connect our industry because we are reproducing music. We are delivering content in a different way. We deliver hard parts to consumer. They deliver us the content on those hard parts.
It's a great add-on for the head unit sale, and it's pretty much just a natural addition now to offer it to the customer after they purchase a new head unit for their car.
As a distributor of SiriusXM, we all benefit. As partners, they offer and bring to the table the love of music. We're all in this industry because ultimately we love music.
They've been a great partner, and they've actually created a lot of excitement again in the industry.
It really brings the whole industry together, and it's music-based. It's great. You know, that's what we do. We sell music. They provide content. It's fabulous.
So one of the most popular trucks out there that almost is screaming for an upgrade when it comes to the screen is the 2019 to 23 Chevy Silverado. Well, LINKSWELL comes to the rescue with a brand new solution from their T-Style LITE series. Joining us now is Jonathan Detlefson from LINKSWELL.
Hey man, it is super good to be here. Super excited and really excited to actually get to talk about this new application because it's actually one we got more questions and more requests for than I think anything we've released in a long time. So really excited to let folks know it's shipping.
You know, Jonathan, I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest with you, that this application, I mean, I kind of assumed there was already multiple solutions because it's such a popular truck. What's the story here?
Yeah, so it's the typical story, right? Go big, go home. So that's where we started, was big with the XL. And what we had is a lot of people wanted us to kind of go backwards to that 12-inch where it looks much more OE rather than kind of the big bang. That's the big fad right now, is the bigger screens, the bigger is the better, right? And we just had a lot of people saying, hey man, can we get something that fits in the dash and looks more OE? And so we were like, hey, well, let's figure that out. And so we did, and got ourselves a 12-inch version now, which looks much more of that OE kind of fit and finish rather than the big screen. So
for the record, I mean, if we're talking about the 2019 to 23 Silverado, I believe there are two different sizes that come from factory, right? You either get a 7-inch or an 8-inch. So you're talking about an upgrade to a 12-inch, which is a significant upgrade. However, I totally feel what you're saying. You know, there are a lot of people that love that jumbo screen for sure.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes the way aesthetically it comes up, you know, goes a little bit above the dash. It is overwhelming for some people. That's a lot of screen, right, in those big XLs. So, okay, so this is a more modest, shall we say, upgrade that looks more OEM plus is kind of the key word right now. Okay, so when it comes to the size, we've identified, okay, 12-inch screen. I think that'll fit really nice. What about features? Is there any features that we need to be aware of when compared to like the full XL style T-style screens?
So there'll be a few differences, but one thing to note as well, we are the only radio on the market for that Silverado that's an actual complete replacement. So we're not just a screen replacement, so we don't have the kind of in and out of the factory apps and all that stuff kind of making it clunky. And with that means we get to add all that stuff. So we have front, rear, and sub RCA pre-out. It's going to be 4-volt. We've got all the ability to do the Google Play Store, Wi-Fi connections, and all that stuff. But for anybody that's going to do anything else besides the radio, having all of the better preamp section and the better audio section and all of the components, right? Because that's why you went with an aftermarket radio, is because you wanted all
better
the
sound.
Yeah, you wanted all the better things, the more features, the more expandability. And so that actually has been our biggest fight in this application, is because it is a lot of work to replace that factory stuff and figuring out the CAN bus and the LAN bus and the Ethernet and everything. But we have done it, and we're there now. And now with people wanting that screen that looks a little bit more OE, I think we nailed this one. This one looks gorgeous. This is the radio Chevy should have put in the truck.
Nice.
That's where I'm at. It totally should have been. This is where it should have came from the get-go. 100%.
Well, just to remind our listeners, you know, LINKSWELL, when they give you a solution, everything is in the box. John was mentioning, you know, CAN bus interface, like all the interfacing that you will need to make everything work and retain all factory features is included with the kit, including all the trimmings and all that stuff to make it look like it does is all in the kit. So this is truly a turnkey solution. 12-inch upgrade. This is in the T-Style LITE. Now, can we talk about price? Because I have a feeling this is going to come in pretty aggressively for those that might be more budget-minded.
It will. So retail for this guy should be right about $950, a little bit under $950 retail. And again, like you said, that's coming with everything you need. You're going to have your plug-and-play harnesses, your adapters, your dash kits, everything you need for the install. Apart from anything that would be Bose, right? Then you got to deal with like everything else, right? We've got our DSP Bose adapter and whatnot. But yeah, it's going to come with everything you need. Plug and play, slam bam, thank you, ma'am. And it's going to look, I'm telling you, it's one of our better looking dash fitments. I think it really we showed Chevy up on this one.
Well, judging from the images, it looks really slick. You almost have to look for where's the aftermarket. You have to do an A/B comparison to really even know what you changed, I think is the point here, right?
Yep.
Okay, so just to review, if you're looking for a big screen upgrade and you've got a 19 to 23 Chevy, don't think you have to commit to the extra large size. If that's not your flavor, no problem. LINKSWELL is coming to the table with a T-style Lite version, smaller, 12-inch, that OEM Plus look. Everything is in the box. One question left. When is this available?
It's available now. Shipping. You put the order in, it's on the market, baby. Let's do it.
All right, so there you have it, guys. Check it out, the new T-style Lite radio for Chevy 2019 to 23. Available now. Head on over to linkswellinc.com. And that's a wrap on this week's episode of CMA Live All Access, presented by SiriusXM. Make sure to check out all our videos on cmanetworks.com. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, connect.